Welcome to our last segment, putting it all together. I want to stop for a moment and share this thought with you. As a business leader, as a founder of this organization, you have a tremendous role to play. You are the visionary. You're the person with the dream. You're the person that took the risk and decided to execute that risk and actually create a business that is successful, that is serving customers, providing employment in the community. I want to add one additional role to you. And I believe if you accept this responsibility, it will continue to help you to excel in your role as a founder and as a business owner. That role is called fiscal steward. Fiscal steward. What it means is that you're taking on a financial management role now. You have the operational role, which is to make sure the doors are open and you're serving customers every day. You have that responsibility of making sure there's money in the bank to cover payroll, to pay your suppliers. You're there to make sure that you're marketing and promoting your business. But you also have this financial management role where you need to track and monitor the financial success and performance of your business. And that's the role of a fiscal steward. It means simply this. Periodically, you need to assess or reflect on the financial health of your business. Not just did we earn a profit, but the question is, can we maintain that success? Are we trending or tracking toward stronger profit, more consistent profit? Are we serving our customers well? Or do we need to offer more services, provide them more support, provide them more attention? And if so, what will that look like? How will we actually accomplish that? Do I need to do more for my employees? Currently, I use a lot of part-time employees. Maybe I want to change them to a full-time staff. What will it take to do that? How will I fund that? The only way I can understand that is to understand the capability of the business. Can it possibly grow to the point where I can generate enough dollars to actually do some of those things that I've listed? I want to stay aware of these future funding requirements. I want to stay aware of any future funding needs that may arise because the economy has changed. Inflation has crept in, and my operating expenses are growing not because of my personal decisions, but they're growing because the economy has caused prices to rise, and therefore my operating expenses are starting to rise as well. I want to identify areas for potential external financial support. If I need to approach a banker, what do they need to know about my business to make sure that our discussion is positive, to make sure that we can start to have a long-term relationship so that when I need funding in the future, they don't hesitate. They give me the dollars that I need. So in most cases, it's going to require information. So what information do I need to give them? I need to have those conversations with my lender to find out what they're looking for. What do they need to see in terms of the magnitude of certain numbers, the magnitude of my revenues, the magnitude of my profitability? What do they need to hear about how I'm managing costs and be able to come up with a narrative or a discussion that they'll be comfortable with? So I need to practice that. I need to understand that so that those discussions are healthy discussions. And lastly, I need to be able to establish funding and expense priorities. I would love to do everything for the business. I would love to hire more people. I would love to bring more inventory in so I could sell more clothing. I would love to be able to expand my menu so that I can offer my customers more options or more food choices when they come into my restaurant. But I have to be realistic. I have to prioritize my spending. I have to prioritize my capital expenditures. So by learning how to budget better, I can then create a list of priorities that are achievable or possibly achievable so that, once again, I can support business growth, I can stabilize the business, I can build business capabilities. So I'm stressing this role of becoming a financial steward. What does it look like on a daily or weekly or even a monthly basis? It means I'm learning about budget management. I'm learning how to use information to help me make decisions, whether daily or weekly. So on a daily basis, what am I looking at? I need to check my cash balance on hand. Need to see what dollars are in the account. Make sure those dollars are able to cover those daily expenses. I need to check my bank balance. I need to prepare daily summaries of sales and cash receipts. And I can do that now, today, much easier than in the past where I had to do it by hand. There's enough apps out there or other software out there that I can use to help me do that, to quickly generate a report that shows my cash receipts and my daily cash disbursements. I want to note any problems I'm having with some of my credit collections, meaning customers who owe me money. Essentially, I have a calendar, and that calendar has dates when I'm expecting payment for certain customers. When that date arrives, I'm going to check the bank and see, has that money arrived? Most people can pay electronically, so check the balance and see if they paid you yet. Maybe wait till the next day and see if that check has arrived in the mail. If it hasn't, then it means I need to follow up with that customer and let them know I was expecting payment. And make sure that my records are tight. In this case, make sure I'm keeping track. I have daily records stored somewhere so I can go back and review and see where money is being spent and where money is being collected. What can I do weekly? Very similar to the daily. I can look at the week in review. I can look at the cash flow. And maybe I want to create a cash flow template just for the week to see where money is being spent and where money is coming in from. I want, again, to keep track of slow paying accounts, customers who owe me money, customers who are part of my accounts receivable who may not have paid me on time. I want to make sure I'm keeping track of my credits, my credit business, money that suppliers have allowed me to delay in payment. So in this case, those are my payables. I want to make sure that I'm paying on time as well. So I'm checking those dates to make sure I haven't missed any payment dates. Payroll. If I'm paying every 2 weeks, I want to make sure that in that first week of the cycle, I'm starting to accumulate enough money to have available to pay them in the second week, pay my employees in the second week. So now I'm trying to monitor my payroll accounts. What am I looking for on a monthly basis? Typically, I'm looking at my financial records, my income statement, my balance sheet, my cash flow statement. I want to start to reconcile my bank account, in this case, my checking account, to make sure I'm monitoring that balance so I know what future obligations are still out there, checks that have not cleared yet. I want to review any federal tax requirements. So maybe I'm estimating my tax obligation for the year. So I want to make sure I'm putting that money away for those taxes monthly. So when I need to make my quarterly payment, the money is there to make that payment. So these are activities that I can do as this fiscal steward to make sure that I'm perfecting my financial management. I'm getting better at managing my company financially. It's something I should practice. It's something I should take advantage of using the tools that are available to me. The electronic tools that are available for monitoring my accounts, such as QuickBooks and other software services out there, making sure that I'm talking to my accountant to make sure they're producing monthly records that I can review that are accurate and that are timely. So that brings us to the end of our session. Let's recall the learning objectives for this particular session. 1, we wanted to explain why cash budgeting is an important tool for managing the business. In doing that, we also shared that there's a second method that you can use. That second method is called accrual accounting. If you take an accounting class in the future, that accounting class will teach you more about accrual accounting, and it will teach you how to use it and how to apply it. Next, we talked about applying the learnings by using what we call the cash budgeting template. So we walked you through a case in this case a business case, and we showed how this template can be used. It's a simple template. I would suggest putting it into Excel. Once you've collected your information, your historic documents, your records, you can then start to populate that Excel spreadsheet and start to build out your cash budget, and then use it on a monthly basis, use it on a quarterly basis, use it on an annual basis to start to lay out an annual budget for you and for your company. Also, I wanted to share that budgeting is a great strategy for creating the information that you need to control your business operations professionally and with confidence. It helps inform your decisions in the future. It helps you to identify growth opportunities that could drive higher revenues. It helps you to secure investments from investors or valuable money from your banker, because you're coming in with information that you can validate and you can confidently share with these financiers so that they will be in a position to offer you either the loans that you need to help you run your business or that valuable capital coming from investors that can help support your operations. I want to thank you again for joining us for this session, and I want to thank the Chicago Minority Supplier Development Council for providing us the opportunity to share this valuable information with you. Be sure to visit the website to see other sessions that could be valuable to you and your organization. Take care.